So you want to run some ads on Google? Well, congratulations, you're about to have fun trying to get that up and running. Unfortunately, it's it's actually difficult for me to give you a step-by-step, start to finish video of how to get an account up and running, because every time I set up an account, it becomes harder to set up a new account, and I kind of need to show you everything from scratch. I even went out and bought a prepaid credit card, put $20 on it, the minimum I had to, so I could create a brand new account, and they won't accept prepaid credit cards, so I had to throw that in the bin just about. So I'm going to do my best to show you what's involved in getting an account up and running through the visual side of things, i.e. the video, and then the rest of it is probably going to have to be screenshots and some sort of voice instructions, added to which this is all likely to change on a semi-regular basis. Now, the other thing to be aware of at the moment, it is called Google AdWords, and today is the 3rd of July 2018, as you can see down in the bottom right hand corner from my calendar. And up here they're saying that AdWords will change their name soon. They'll be called Google Ads, and the product experience will be updated to reflect the new name starting the 24th of July. So we've got that going on, new product name, and they're changing the actual look of AdWords on the inside. So if you've used AdWords in the past, the new look is quite different. So I will probably end up recording this video 3 times in the next couple of months. Anyway, to get started, you just go to adwords.google.com, and whether you're in Australia or somewhere overseas, you'll go to wherever your local page is. And just click the Get Started Now or the green Start Now button, or if that's not there, look for a sign in link up on the right hand corner. And what it's going to require you to do initially is put in your email address and your website. Okay, so you would probably, now I guess at the end of the day, which email address you use is going to come down to a couple of things. Number one, it's going to come down to what email address do you check most regularly, if that's a business one or a personal one. Number two, who's paying for it. If you're an individual agent and it's coming out of your own money, I would put my own personal email address in there. That way, if for whatever reason you happen to be leaving the company or the agency that you're working for, trying to change email addresses from your agency email address to a new agency email address gets a little bit messier, so you might want to just use your personal email address. And now if you already have a Gmail account, use that, because that's excuse me, that is probably the easiest one, that requires the least amount of work. So you would start by entering your email address in here, and you would put your website in there. So let's say you had something like so this is just a dummy site I've got running, which we'll show you in a sec. Copy the website address and paste that in there, and whatever your email address is at Gmail, for example, and then it will tell you you'll need to create a Google account with this address. The last option is choose no. You do not want personalized tips and recommendations. Google's personalized, they'll send them to you anyway, but generally they're pretty useless. So email address, website, click continue. Then they will ask you to fill in your name and your contact details here. So this is where, whoops, I can't spell today. That, and put in a password of some description. Now, I don't actually have a Gmail account for this, so I'd have to actually click create a Gmail account instead. So if you have the email address you're using, if it's a working email address you've got, just use that. If you don't, and you decide you're going to put in a Gmail account and you don't have one, then click on the create a Gmail account instead, and you would just put that in like that. So it already has the @gmail.com there, and then we click on next. And it will ask for a phone number. So put the number in there. And they've sent me a verification code, which I will then enter into here. Okay, so that code is 326258, and click verify. I'll use that number for account security. You can put an optional recovery email address in there, and then you put your contact details in here. So 1st of the 1st, let's see, 1965, gender male, and choose next. You can add your number to your account. I'm skipping that. Then you have to agree to Google's privacy and terms and choose that. Can take a little while to get this up and running, so you just have to be patient. So you're going to be required to do 3 things. Firstly, you're going to put some information. You've done your about your business, so we've done that. Now we do our first campaign, and then we add our credit card. Now I won't be able to do that because my prepaid card that I just told you about is not accepted. So first thing you do is put $1 a day budget and choose save. And it'll probably try and tell you just go with the defaults. Don't change anything here. All you have to do is make an ad. And don't worry about whether the ad's good or not. Just make sure there's no spelling mistakes in it. I would never use an ad that bad. But it'll do for now. Okay. And choose save. And so now we've got all of our components saved, and we choose a save and continue. And it's this point where I hit a stop. But you will need to keep going here. So make sure it's the appropriate country. I assume you're Australia, but if not, choose the alternative. Choose your time zone. I'm in Perth, Western time, GMT +8. I don't have any special offers. Now, your account types, you've got 2 basic types. You have individual and business. So what's the difference? Well, the individual one is obviously if you not a registered business, and you don't have perhaps a credit card in a business name, you've just had a personal card, then choose individual. If you're an employee of a business, you work for ABC Realty, for example, and the boss has said, here you go, there's the company credit card, get our ads up and running, then you would choose the business one, and at some stage you should be able to put in like an ABN or something like that. So I'm just going to choose individual. I would put my address details in here, and I'll pause while I do that. Nice, Smith Street. It's a great place to live. And now there's the payment side of things. So this is where you would put your credit card details in. Now, if your credit card or debit card address is the same as this address above, then just leave that checked. If it's not, uncheck it and put your billing address for your credit card on. Once you've done that, you tick the I agree to the AdWords terms and conditions and choose finish and create ads. Now, at that point, you will end up sometime inside Google AdWords, and I will have to try and now log into an existing AdWords account and show you what to do, because there's one other thing to do now, and that is to go in, and the campaign that we set up here, your first campaign with this ad, we actually need to go in and pause or actually delete it. So I'll have to show you how to do that. Assuming I got it correct, you will probably now end up on a page that looks something like this and says congratulations, setting your new ad account up. Click on the go to your account button next, and that should take you inside your Google AdWords or Google Ads account, depending on what the name is by the time you get to it. And now I'll show you how to pause the campaign you set up. So once you've completed the setup process, you should end up in something that looks similar to this. So this is the inside of one of my AdWords accounts, and I'm not sure where you're going to show up. You're either going to show up inside the ad group, which was part of the campaign that we just set up, or you're going to show up in the actual top level where all the campaigns are listed. Okay, so I'm blurring out all of these for, obviously privacy protection reasons, but the campaign that we set up was this one down here. So it was probably called something like campaign number 1. So, and then you can see your ad group. So we'll just go back up to here, make sure we're on campaigns, find that ad group, that campaign, and you should have no problems finding it because it's the only one you'll have then there in a new account. and you click on that little square there, so it should be selected, and then go up to edit and choose remove, and choose remove again, and it will actually delete. See that red? It's removing, and boom, it's gone. So that's all you have to do. So you've then got your ad account set up and ready to go, and you can work your way through the course, no problems, nice and easy to do. So okay, I hope that wasn't too difficult for you. I'm sure you will have made your way through it. So good luck with it, and let's see you in the next step in the near future when we're actually going to set up some ads in Google itself.